Hello, Guildies. Welcome back to another episode of Guild Wars 2. I remain, as always, your host, Trellin, and we are back with Torthin and Gara zoomed in nice and tight here, so that we can have a little bit of a shorter evening stream here with a couple of very specific purposes. So we got Sinrio here, the bounty hunter, that is a reaper. So yeah, a couple of very specific purposes. Number one, I did some thinking. I do think I'm going to try to continue on with the whole, not progressing the main story as my main character. But in exchange, I was really planning to go through all of the Heart of Thorns maps like pretty thoroughly on this character, just like I did with my first ones. I think I'm just going to do a more story-focused run, like just get through Heart of Thorns. I've personally seen it already. Sorry if you're looking to see more of it, but that's my kind of way to maybe get through this at a reasonable pace so I could feel more comfortable with, my overall progress in the game. So that's what we're going to try to do there. Thing number two we need to do is we're going to enter into the Heart of Thorns storyline here. And tonight we're not really aiming to get super far into it. What we are aiming to do is get started in it, get access to our glider, so we could finally legitimately use that instead of accidentally pressing it every now and then, or cheating when we're trying to get to the bottom of a long drop that is annoying to get to the bottom of. But then we're going to get to the point where we can elite spec. And I would really like to get there because then I want to build out my new spec, which I'm excited for. I mean, I've been liking the double swords, but it's always cool to change things up. And my kind of habit in these kinds of things is once I find something I like, I tend to be very reluctant to move away from it. So I like that this particular setup is going to kind of force me to move away from it. So we'll see. I'm not really sure what the build will entail, what it will require, but it should be fun to lay it on out. So we just have to do a little bit of a cheeky instance here to report to Red Rock Bastion in the Silver Waste. Would you like to enter the Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns story chapter Rally to Maguma? Yes, I would. Yes, please, good sir. Oh, another cutscene.
Commander, Mordremoth proved even more powerful than we imagined. The jungle itself set against us and shredded our ships.
Which should have been easy to predict.
And then there was the call. All of us Silvari heard it, and many followed Mordremoth's commands, turning on their packed allies.
Right, that's not as predictable, to be fair.
Many are dead. Still others are missing. And our fleet is utterly broken. If rescue doesn't come soon, there won't be anything left to rescue. Please, we need your help.
I'll do my best, Larenther, buddy. You're pretty cool. On my Silvari character, I sided very heavily with you. I'm not sure about Torthin. Oh, you got a dope cape too. Is it the same dope cape? No, it might be a slightly different dope. No, I think it might be the same dope cape. No, it doesn't have this thing. It's a slightly different dope cape. I'm going to speak to Tactician Elke.
Commander on the field. Good to see you, Commander. Some of your associates are already in the field. They were eager to help.
To the front.
At ease, Tactician. Larenthyr called for my
coming in
assistance.
from the jungle.
What can you tell me about the
looking
situation in
pretty
Maguma?
We
We've
don't
seen
have
a
the
few
full
survivors
story
coming
yet,
out of the jungle,
but based
and
on
the news
preliminary
isn't good.
assessments, we have
Mortimer
to
destroyed the
prepare for
fleet as
worst.
soon as it arrived.
Our orders
was a
haven't
massacre.
changed.
Those
Hold
that
this
survived
fort
are in
at
disarray.
all costs.
We're keeping the way out of Maguma open,
But we're
mostly.
not losing the
But
Silver
Amber
Waste.
Sandfall is getting hit pretty
Amber
hard.
Sandfall
If
is
we
now the
lose that,
primary rally point for
We
survivors.
won't. We need that way out for
Captains relying on
survivors
us
and
to
a way in
hold
for
this
reinforcements
ground.
if we're going to turn this
Look
around.
sharp and do your
We also
job.
need Traherne and
Mortimer
Destiny's
won the
Edge.
first round.
They were here
But
with the
this
fleet,
war is
and I need to
far
know
from
what
over.
happened to them.
Alright, we're going to escort those reinforcements that already left. This is also a good opportunity for me to make it clear what I meant by, like, we're not going to be as thorough in Heart of Thorns. There's a bunch of, like, map completion stuff and challenges and, like, optional metas. If they're, like, you know, convenient to do, if they kind of fit with what I'm doing at the time, I'll do them. But I'm not really going to go out of my way to do them, is kind of what I'm getting at. Oh, there's our buddies. We got rocks and all that kind of stuff. We got Braham. I think it's just a matter of escorting... Oh no, we want to check in with Rox and Bram, okay.
Glad you're here. They say Mordremoth wiped out the entire fleet. The news has Frostbite a little anxious. I mean, because Destiny's Edge was on board. I hope they're okay.
Recording quality sounds kind of weird there.
Destiny's Edge and airships killed Zaitan. How did it go so wrong this time?
We're about to see for ourselves. I need you two at the staging area near Ember Sandfall and ready to go when I arrive.
We'll be there. Just gotta mop up the last of these Mordremoth.
Sounds good. See you soon.
Yeah, something about their, like, audio recording quality there felt a little bit off. So yeah, anyway, we're not going to be, like, skipping any content in Heart of Thorns, not by any means. Oh, this guy's also a Revenant, I didn't notice that. But we are going to be kind of prioritizing story content. I like seeing other, like, low mastery people, because it makes me feel like, you know, like that, like 45 2, but then we have, like, you know, 254. Not exact. I'm at 133, so I don't know. It makes me feel like the game is still getting new players. You know, generally speaking, like myself, I've been playing for close to a year now, which is not that long. Check in with Marjorie and Casimir.
Thank the gods you're here, boss. We were hoping for some sign of Kaith in the age.
Show those Mordrim they can't stop us.
We did verify that Kaith has been through here in the last day or so. Sorry we can't give you more.
We'll get the egg back, but right now our top priority is Mordremoth. What's the situation here?
Mordrim attacked after you left for Camp Resolve.
Hey,
We went to
Cletus.
help Amber Sandfall. Bram and Rox went to Red Rock.
I never made it to Camp Resolve. Once I heard the fleet had been attacked, I knew I'd be needed here.
So it's even worse than it looks. You can count on us, boss. We're ready to go. Just say the word.
Consider it set. Finish up what you're doing and meet me on the edge of the jungle. We'll all go in together.
Good. First my sister, then the Zephyrite Masters, now the Pact Fleet. Mordremoth has to be stopped for good.
Alright, glad to see that you're not getting gradually unhinged there, Marjorie. That makes me feel very comfortable. Lightbringer Osa! Gotta stop that attack. It's been a pretty good summer so far. How about you? You been enjoying yours? What exactly are we defending him from? I guess I just missed it or something. I don't know. I mean, there's stuff out there, but it doesn't really seem to be attacking here. Maybe. Maybe these menders are a problem? We'll kill them just in case. Never hurts to just kill things just in case, you know?
Faster!
Okay, we got a wolf. Oh, we got these boys. Or this boy. There's only one of them. Oh, there's stuff inside of there, though. Oh. Okay.
Into the jungle and take the fight to Mordremoth.
Enter the pack staging area. Easy enough. Dude, hanging out with friends and playing video games is the best way to spend a summer. That is an ideal use of time. Oh, there's Timey. Canuck. I like Canuck. He wasn't really a big deal, like, he kind of popped up in the older Living World stuff. But he becomes a bigger deal in Heart of Thorns, and it seems like he might become a bigger deal moving forward in the story as well. I just haven't gotten that far yet.
Hey, boss! Radasum was all abuzz over the Pack Fleet disaster. I knew you'd get involved, so I came to pitch in. Scruffy and I gave these locals a lesson in Mordrum bashing while we waited for you. Oh, and Canuck helped too.
Yes, I helped. And I thought the Firstborn were full of themselves. Commander, Countess Anise sent me to support you and represent the Shining Blade in the fight against Mortremoth. The jungle won't contain Mortremoth for long. Mordrum incursions are already happening as far away as Diessa Plateau. I also have an obvious personal stake in defeating the jungle dragon. In any case, I am at your disposal.
Glad to have you both aboard. We're going to need all the help we can get. Let's move out.
Yeah, Canuck very quickly becomes one of my favorite of the side, well, I call them side characters, but they're like the main group. I hope he doesn't become like a douchebag or something in the future, like some characters seem to. Oh, no traveling, that's a bummer though. Where do you usually travel? Oh, we get another cutscene as we enter. Oh, this is a cool cutscene, I like this one. That boy spooky as fuck. And right into Heart of Thorns. Yeah, having a kind of terrible memory is actually a blessing in this kind of context, because like I remembered that cutscene, but I didn't remember it happened here, so it's like, I don't know, it still kind of catches me by surprise. I like it. Oh, okay, a little bit of San Fran, Big Sur. Those are good trips, honestly. I've done San Francisco a lot. I think I did Big Sur when I was younger, but it's been a hot minute since I did. We were going to take daughter to Disneyland over the summer, but then she went to Japan in April and May. And that was kind of like her big trip for right now, so we're also not really doing much traveling. I did spend 3 days in Tahoe, but it was for a work conference, so it's like you're in meetings all day in that context. It's not quite the same. Torn from the sky. That's some cool art too. That's, I think, not the normal splash art we're going to see when we visit this zone in the future. It's similar, but I think there's like less fire and stuff in the future. Survey the wreckage.
Stay sharp, people. Mordremoth hit the pact hard. It's up to us to pick up the pieces.
Kill this beetle. It's an agent of Mordremoth. Can't actually talk to any of them.
Oh, gods. So much wreckage.
I was expecting carnage. But this... Mordremoth actually took down the entire fleet.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn bad. They're not exaggerating.
Could anyone have survived? We need to get down there, fast!
Yeah, dude, Tahoe's great. I really, really like it. I always tended...
The camp means survivors. Let's go!
I've always tended to like, Bram, get back here, to like mountains more than like, you know, coastal areas anyway. But yeah, Tahoe in particular is just fantastic. Especially in the summer, because like, sometimes legendary... Oh, it's my guild, okay. Yeah, especially in the summer, because Lake Tahoe still stays pretty cold, which I think some people don't like, but man, there's nothing better than swimming in like nice cold water when it's like hot and sunny out. It's pretty great.
I'm Mayor Stagolkin's son. I want to know where she is.
Ah.
You can't just run off like that. We're in enemy territory. Larenthir, glad to see you survived. I need a status report, now.
You're a welcome sight, Commander. The situation is grim. Mordremoth tore the fleet apart. The Pact is in ruins. Traherne and Destiny's Edge were taken prisoner. They were alive, but now MIA. And the remaining soldiers no longer trust me.
And you're surprised? Scarlet, Aaron, and now this? Mordremoth always uses Silvari to do its dirtiest.
Whoa now, Marjorie. Back off on the
We need to strengthen the
racism.
defenses around here. Our priority has to be salvaging weapon parts from the crash site.
What about our comrades in the cavern? The Pact does not abandon its own.
Look around, sir. There is no more pact, and the prisoners you want to save are probably already dead.
Think it through, soldier. We need greater numbers, or any salvage party we send will disappear like the others.
This isn't helping. Just tell us where Destiny's Edge is, please.
Larenthir, stand by. I need to think this through.
So this is the start of like two character changes slash story arcs that I dislike to varying degrees, and I haven't seen either of them fully pay off yet. But like you can see Marjorie is just getting like unreasonably aggressive and hateful, and Bram only cares about finding his mom. He's like running ahead of us. He's like, I don't care about what's going on with you people. Where's my mom at? And I don't know, like I get both of their motivations. I just feel like it's really over exaggerated. So there's that. This is also, we're going to have to start making choices here, and I'm not quite sure where Torthen's going to go. So let's talk to everybody except for Marjorie and Casimir, because they don't want to talk.
Destiny's Edge were
And
taken
Tybee.
prisoner too. Stealing Larenthir's soldiers might help us pick up the trail.
Ah, they're just going to give us their insight. Crusader gap.
Larenthir's right this time. We have to rescue the Pact prisoners. It's both logical and our duty.
Let's focus on protecting the soldiers we still have. I say we scare up some turret parts to defend this position.
Agent Gunnard.
We need supplies and salvage to build up this position, or we're all gonna die.
Alright, so it makes sense. You get, 2 for and 2 against. So, given these options, I don't think Torthen is particularly on the side of the Silvari, but he's also not going to be willing to just outright dismiss them. Yes, a good number of Silvari did fall under the control of Mordremoth, but that would mean that those that resisted the call are, like, exceptionally strong. They're survival of the fittest, which I feel like is a Norn mindset. So I'm not going to blame the strong ones for the actions of the weak.
Time. 2, 1, Howard.
What? Okay. The other thing here... Oh. Okay. The other thing here is... in terms of just their motivations, I think Larenthir's right. The Pact is still around. Those are our allies. Even if the Pact has disintegrated, they went into this with the idea that they're our allies. We owe it to them to prioritize saving them first. It's not even, the cold reasoning of, we need more people to defend ourselves. Like, we need to defend our allies. So even though I already, Gunnard's voice, I didn't even hear his voice.
We need supplies and salvage to build up this position, or we're all gonna die.
That is a pretty quality voice. That's got to be hell on the voice actor's throat, man. Like, having started to do voices now, like, voices like that just scratch the hell out of your throat. Or maybe the voice actor is like a 30-year, 5-pack-a-day smoker that already just has a throat that's destroyed. So yeah, even though I've already seen the Larenthir path here played out on my first character, I feel like it's what Torthen would pick regardless, so we're going to go help those people. We have to recover the prisoners from the nearby caves. The Mordrim could have killed them, but instead took them alive. Mordremoth must want them that way. I shudder to think why. Have you mustered any sort of rescue party? I wasn't able to. My troops refused to risk their lives following my orders, especially since these prisoners are all Silvari. They fear I'm leading them into a trap. They'll follow me. Let's get this rescue operation rolling.
Everyone, listen up. We've suffered a serious setback, but we're far from beaten. Larenthir is still your commanding officer, and he has my full confidence. Clear?
Yes, Commander!
Larenthir will join the search and rescue team.
One of them
If you're
agreed.
not on that team, dig in and fortify this position. Now fall in and let's get to work.
Definitely not the
Not
response
worth
you
risking
want.
More lives to save Silvari prisoners. They're already gone. Silvari belong to Mordred.
Not all of us. The lost, the weak-willed, these Silvari are vulnerable. The rest of us fight back.
Hell yeah, Canuck.
He's right. Mordremoth wants us to turn on each other. Are you going to play right into the enemy's hands?
Not in this lifetime. Go on, rescue your prisoners. I'll be here, protecting the comrades I know I can trust.
Matella, you're a little bitch. Canuck, you're a real one. You're pretty awesome. And Gunnard, you have, I agree with Cletus, a very cool voice. And I'm jealous that you could pull that off.
Don't worry, Graham. Air can take care of herself, as a wise old genius once said.
Thanks, Timmy, but go easy on the Asura wisdom for now. I'm a little preoccupied.
See, like, if he maintained that level of, like, mindset, I wouldn't be bothered by his story arc here. Because that's a reasonable, you know, like, dude, look, I'm really worried about my mom. I know you're trying to help, but just, like, not right now. That is totally fine. I'm down with that.
Bloodstains but no bodies. Not a good sign.
So this is a good example. When we get into Heart of Thorns, because they give us that glider, they really start to go ham on the verticality of maps. You better not try to stop me, son. And I just think it's so cool. I know some people really don't like the Heart of Thorns maps.
We're up here.
Oh, I can hear
Did you
you.
hear that?
Nope, definitely
Came from above
didn't.
us, at the top of those stairs.
Oh, Gat's like the
enemy
one
keeps
person that
collecting corpses
agreed with
and
us too.
prisoners. This is the first time we've had any sign of where they wind up.
And also, shouldn't Bram be like... Oh, Bram was on the side of this. I was going to say, shouldn't he be more on the side of this? Because it might help us find, like, his mom. But yeah, I know some people really get annoyed with, like, the verticality of the Heart of Thorns maps. Because, like, they become kind of confusing and difficult to traverse. But I just really like it. Having played MMOs, or not MMO, well, kind of MMOs my whole life. I mean, I started when I was in high school. But, like, RPGs in general my whole life. Maps tend to be pretty static.
Get us out of here.
There's some games that kind of expand on it a little bit, but I don't know, getting it to this extent, especially in an MMO, is just pretty damn awesome. Okay. Ah, Pale Reaver, yes.
Someone would come for us. Thanks.
You guys are pretty badass too. Like, look at that armor. That's pretty. And then you got the. At least if I can get the eyes there. That's a cool one. That's a cool motherfucker right there. Defeat the next prison guards. That can be done. Can be arranged.
So nice of you to come to us.
Oh, dude, snipers are the real deal. That ability they do right there, that is the one that hurts. If you're not paying attention and you stand in that, even for a second, like I did.
All I need is my rifle and a clear line of sight.
Oh, a Mordrum Guard Overseer.
Faster! Welcome, fodder.
Don't call me fodder, you asshole. Yeah, this is also, I think I've mentioned a few times, this Heart of Thorns is traditionally what people view as like the difficulty spike in this game. A lot of people start to struggle with it. And I am really curious to see how I'll do not on my Scourge. Because on my Scourge, I very much didn't notice the difficulty spike. But, I don't know, Torthin is a little bit less bulky. So, who knows, I might feel it a bit more. It'll be cool to see, at least. Or maybe frustrating to see, we'll find out. Return to the Pack Survivors makeshift camp. Heck
Glad
yeah.
you're alive. Feared the worst when you went missing. What went on here?
Mordermoth's forces overpowered us. They locked us up here with corpses from the crash site.
Ooh.
They took the others south to join the Jungle Dragon's army. We would have been next. We didn't break. And now we're going to give Mordermoth's horde a taste of what it gave us.
I hope this proves what I've been saying. If we work together, this doesn't have to be a total disaster.
I got you there. I'm on your side. And Canuck. I think Canuck's my new, favorite buddy. I still like Casimir. She's pretty awesome. But Canuck might be my new favorite buddy on this team now. But yeah, definitely valuable intel there, right? We know that they're also collecting corpses. We know that they're using them to somehow fuel their army, because they say they're joining the army. So they're obviously either turning them into recruits or, doing something there. We know that they went south. I mean, this is all really good intel. We only saved 3 people. I kind of expected there to be more. But, Oh, the pocket raptors. These things are a concern of mine. Because on my Scourge, they weren't so bad. But when you encounter them in a group, they all immediately jump on you and do a big burst of damage. And I'm not sure, that right there, what they just did. I am not sure how well Torthin can weather that storm. Although I guess it looks like if I move, I don't get hit as hard. Maybe they kind of miss me a little bit. Oh, they miss me. Gunnard, there you are, my friend. Metella, not my friend.
Everybody form up and do your jobs.
What?
It's a long time until daylight.
What? No, I've definitely done that before. I'm so confused by this. We'll look at that again in a minute here and figure out why I got that again.
We'll find and free Destiny's Edge, just like we did those prisoners.
Thanks, Fox. I'd feel a lot better if we had any idea what's happening.
I'm so confused. I've only done this once, and it was that. I specifically remember that thing we just did.
I just don't want to be dinner for some plant monster.
Why did I get the
I
achieve
came to
for
fight
it
an
this
elder
time?
dragon, not some leafy imitation.
Indubitably. I like Gat just for using the phrase indubitably. Even though he's an Asura, I'll let that go for now. And yes, I understand I'm being a hypocrite talking about anti-Sylvari racism, and then, talking smack on the Asura, but it's different with Asura.
Anyone else get taken?
I won't, but you have to keep your head and voice down, or you'll be the next one to go.
Look at Gunner, dude. That is a really legit voice. Cletus 100% with the facts, noticing how cool that is. That guy that said so many horrors here sounded like George Takei. Oh my. Man, they just keep on coming, huh? I mean, it is 5:22. Doesn't feel like a night attack anymore. They still coming? They are still coming. Man, that time is ticking by real slow. I'm still not really noticing the difficulty spike. I mean, there's definitely abilities that hurt when they hit. Weed whacker. Again, why am I... Is it per character? I really have to check that. If it's per character, it's going to get my mastery points up really quick at least. Or not my mastery, my achievement points up. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's easier in the story instance than the open world. I don't know. But there's like the sniper shot, right? Yes, that hurts really bad, and it's more damaging than most of the stuff we saw in the vanilla story. But just don't be in the way of it is all you have. Like when you see it, it's telegraphed pretty well. It's a big old glowy line on the ground. Just get out of that line on the ground. I don't want to feel the power. I don't think I was in that. I feel like that's a misrepresentation of the facts. Oh, okay. Apparently we just had to survive. Oh, that was pretty cool. The hammer to the back. Oh, sorry, Whisper's agent. It sucks to be you, man. What's this?
Sharpen your blades and guard your vitals. Our back.
Guard your vitals. What? Oh my god. This is when the Revenant class was introduced originally. And it's also, now that he's here, our chance to get the Herald Elite spec. Because you can see he used that dragon there, and Herald is based around dragonish stuff. Okay, what was this? Oh, that was, I just didn't quite click accept in time before the cutscene there. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely more meat spongy than we've experienced with other things before, but being a meat sponge isn't the same as being difficult. It just takes more time. Oh, I got deposited right in front of that. I see you trying to do that again. Oh, now I just got knocked back.
I demand that you release
Get back, motherfucker. You don't know me like that. Okay, and now we can talk to Revenant. Can we talk to Rox? Nope. Okay, Revenant it is.
Hope you don't mind me joining in, Commander. It looked like you could use some help.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tribune, you're alive. But where have you been? And what's that new magic you're using?
Later, Cub. All you need to know is that I'm back, and I'm better than ever.
Hell yeah.
Right now, we've got comrades to rescue and dragon minions to kill.
Ridlock's right. We need to find Destiny's Edge and hit Mordremoth where it lives. Let's go, Tribune. Time for us to kill another Elder Dragon.
Commander, there are more Pale Reavers out there. I'd like to gather them together and take command. As a Sylvari-only unit, we can monitor and protect ourselves from threats both internal and external. If any of us show signs of faltering, the others will do what needs to be done.
All right. Request granted. Good luck, Larenthir.
Larenthir's pretty
Listen
badass
up.
too.
We're breaking camp. Get the wounded to the Silver Wastes. Larenthir will remain here to secure the area.
Thank you, Commander. I'm headed to the high ground. That's where the Pale Reavers were
Right over there.
trained to go. And do talk to some of the Pale Reavers we rescued. They may have overheard valuable intel while they were imprisoned.
Yeah, I feel like any of the Sylvari that like actually resisted are generally
I
badass.
saw you dive into the mists. Where
Better
did
than
you end
movement.
up? How did you learn new magic?
Look, history is full of legendary figures. Heroes and villains, idols and monsters. While I was in the mists, I figured out how to harness their power and make it work for me, okay?
Okay.
Can I be
but
involved in
have
this
a lot more
conversation?
questions.
Me too.
Save them. We've got a mission, soldier. Let's get to work.
I don't know if we ever get a more detailed answer than that from Revenant.
Ritlock looks different.
I haven't seen it so
Fights
far, at
different,
least.
too. How is he doing what he's doing?
I do it, and I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter. It's working. I'm glad he's here.
Me too. It's a good omen. We took heavy losses, but we're still in this fight.
Yeah, like, as far as I am in the story, I don't think he ever has been more specific than just, like, somehow I'm able to do this. Maybe now I'm a Revenant, he'll be more specific. Alright, so let's look at... Why are... It's not repeatable. Yeah, and I don't have the one for building up their defenses. So why did I suddenly get the other one right there? Strange. Power, precision, vitality, ferocity. See, now that would be a good amulet to get. I would not mind getting that at all. But I think I already can't because I didn't choose Dug In. Although apparently I didn't get that for the last one. So I don't fucking know, man. I don't know about life. Alright, let's open our rewards. Rare gear, always nice. Unidentified die, always nice, especially when it's one I don't have, but it looks pretty terrible, but I have it now, so you know what? Whatever. Okay. Okay. A Vigil weapon crate. Vigil's Honor axe. What's the sword look like? I mean, the design's kind of cool, but why is it so thick? Like, what? Why is this so thick? Okay. What's the great sword look like? See that one? See that one too. Why is it so thick? It should be like 70% of that thickness, and I think that would be a-okay. Okay, kind of cool looking hammer there. The mace looks dumb as fuck. I don't like that. The shield looks okay, and I'm gonna need a shield, but I'm probably gonna want like an actual exotic shield. We'll probably just buy that. Alright, let's pick up the sword, even though it looks kind of dumb because it's so thick. Just so we have that skin. Alright, and now we exit here. See, yeah, that's the normal splash art right there. Alright, so we want to find and speak with the Pale Reaver Scout. So this is kind of where I'm talking about like the side stuff, right? Like, you go through this whole area, and when you get to the very end down here at Dragon Stand, like the meta to beat like the mouth of Mordremoth has like all these characters rallying together, and most of them are side characters. Like Larenthier goes over here, and like you can help him out as part of the meta for this map, and there's like, you know, a little mini storyline you can do with him, but it's not actually like part of the main story.
Wow,
so
that's quality armor.
Thank you so much. Take a look.
seems highly inefficient. Like the crotch spike, that's pretty good. Bladed armor, actually my warrior uses the bladed armor for now. Pale Reaver Scout.
Glad you're here, Commander. The pack still need your help, especially with all the distrust being aimed at Silvali.
I'll do what I can, but I've got to find Destiny's Edge and Traherne. Mordrum took them all prisoner. They could be anywhere. I need to know where they were taken, or at least find someone who knows the lay of the land.
I've seen Mordrum, force marching high-value prisoners west, deeper into the jungle. It's not much, but it's a start. As for knowledge of the terrain, if you head north, you'll also run into a village of local height called Itzel. They're fast and agile, and they know how to get around. With their help, your search will go a lot faster. But the first thing I do is check in at the large packed camp in the west. The people there should know more. Oh, and keep that glider handy. Navigating the jungle is dangerous. One wrong step around here can be fatal.
So part of like the original quest here was to get enough influence to unlock your glider, but I already have that, so now we can glide. This is my my glider skin, and I love that he sits on it and kind of does that balancing thing. It's adorable. I wish it was a little bit more serious. Like my Char warrior, like surfs on it basically, which is pretty awesome. But you know, it's cool.
No one trusts me.
If we find a better one, we'll do a better one. But for now, I like it. Bunch of provisioner tokens that I don't even know what they're for. Oh, apparently they're for a gift of craftsmanship. That's good to know. I do have 28 reclaimed metal plates, so you know I'm somewhat close-ish to that. I think I could also get provisioner tokens in World v World. I'm almost positive I've seen them there.
Now this.
Okay, bloodbound weapons, also provisioner tokens. Do they look cool? That just looks like a normal greatsword. Yeah, they don't really look all that dope. They're just normal weapons. Apparently I've got this one somehow already. I don't know how.
Don't hurt me.
I wasn't planning on hurting you, but okay. Alright, so we're going to get a bunch of things like airship oil that are account bound, and I can't figure out how to use them. So that's most of our goal for tonight. The one thing we have left to do is a little bit of specking. Now we don't have enough hero points to get all of our herald stuff, which is a bummer, but you know, we'll get them. We will definitely the hero points in these zones are worth 10, so are the hero challenges, and you can see like there's 11 on this map alone. That's 110, right? So we will end up kind of tearing through that pretty quick. So for now we're going to be incomplete, but let me just confirm again. Herald, the Herald is like a glint, gaining abilities that will allow them to channel restorative energies in order to bolster their allies. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. These abilities can be maintained indefinitely as long as they have sufficient energy, and they can be stacked to gain multiple effects. Okay, so we're going to be much less offensive with this. We can't quite get that far. We can get this far. Okay. Adept Herald. Oh, and it gives us a shield. Excellent. And we could select the stats. Also excellent. Huh. That's just a dumb-looking shield, I'm not going to lie. We'll change that out pretty quick.
What has become of the Empire in my absence?
Cantha expelled all non-humans and closed its borders long ago. After Ore rose, it was isolated further.
Okay, machined shield created from a plated weapon purchased for crystalline ore. I mean, we're not going to be getting this anytime soon. Found in the Vine Wrath and the oh, you such and such. Requires training stealth gliding in the gliding mastery line. Well, I've already done. Oh, you just have to experience it as a. So I can just do that right now. Let me get to an area where I can jump off of. The stealth gliding. I was definitely stealth gliding. Oh no, it's this right there. We go. That's what I needed to push. We're stealthing. Alright, so somebody is doing that, so we're just going to grab that loot really quick, because why not? And then we'll get our spec stuff going. We gotta spec it up. We gotta feel speckle, not special. Oh, smoke scales are mean ones too. Those do the hard core deeps. Bag of loot. Okay, that's all of the loots, I guess. We got enough crowbars to get that large thing open.
Sweet treasure.
Sweet, sweet treasure. Okay, let's get out of an area where we're going to be attacked, because we don't want to experience that. We stand over in this waterfall area. That'll be nice and thematic. Kill that mosquito, though. Don't want to deal with that in our life. Okay. Oh no, the waterfall's going to add an ambient noise that I don't like. Why are there... Oh, it must be, they're doing the meta. Yeah, they are doing the meta. And they're all from the League Guild, so it makes sense. Unchained Legacy. Alright, so let's look at this again. We want to go... Did she just say something about ass and Mortarmoth? I'm confused. So let's just, well, oops, that's not what I want to do. Alright, we'll store that Revenant build there. In the meantime, let's just change this for now. We're not a Renegade, we're a Herald. So that gives us the ability to wear a shield. Then it gives us the Facet of Nature. Legendary Dragon Facet. Place the Facet of Nature on yourself to grant nearby allies enhancements based on your channeled legend. To steal life with their strikes for Assassin. I do like that. Heal nearby allies every few seconds. Transfer condition. I don't care about that. Reduce incoming damage to allies from the dwarf. Okay. Increase the duration of boons applied to allies with Dragon. Grant the Facet of Nature to interval 3 seconds. Oh, okay, so that's my new F2 now. Gotcha. And let's put Dragon Stance here. Does it tell me what Dragon Stance gives me, though? No. Well, I guess it's all the skills here, huh? Alright, so we got Facet of Light to start with. Place the Facet of Light on yourself to grant nearby allies regeneration every few seconds. Pulse regen to nearby allies every few seconds. Okay. So, by the way, if I do this and I click that... I mean, that applies to me as well, right? Strips boons from nearby enemies. Huh. Okay, so it's like a 1-2 thing. Alright, so let's see. Gain increased max health. Gain concentration and deal increased strike damage for each active boon you have. Bonus damage per boon is only 1.5%. That's not great. Regeneration heals for more. And I get regen. Consume. Increase the duration of allies' boons. So I do that. And then I just have that on, right? Until I do this, which strips boons, 2 boons from enemies. It's unblockable, it does 835 damage. I do like that I just have that on. That's pretty dope. Okay. Alright, so Elder's Respite, one of the two. Regeneration heals for more. Gain regeneration when struck while below the health threshold, which is 50%. I mean, that's some good healing. I like that. Improve the effects of the True Nature skill. Remove an additional boon from enemies. Oh wait, does it change? Consume. Increase the duration of allies' boons. I'm so confused. Why does this have... So it has, like, the facet thing going for it. But then it has an additional True Nature thing. Duration increase 2 seconds. Increase the duration of it by an additional second. I don't actually care about those. Grant an additional stack of stability to allies. That's what I guess that does. Transfer an additional condition from yourself to enemies. Cleanse an additional condition from the allies. Okay. Rising momentum. Gain increased movement speed for each point of upkeep currently in use. I mean, that is cool. Don't I have something that already does something similar to that? Maybe not. I do like movement speed, but I think realistically this is going to be what I want the most. So that's going to increase my max health. This is when applying a boon to an ally, also apply might to nearby allies. I mean, that does include me, right? So, like when I got regen, I would apply might. Shining Aspects. Using a consume skill heals you, but only for 444, and I've got 19,000 health. And that's a consume skill right there. Hardening Persistence. Strike damage taken is reduced for each point of upkeep currently in use. Shield skills remove conditions. That's probably going to be what I want to put on there. And that gives me bonus damage per boon. Heal allies when you grant them boons. Okay. Grant boons to allies when your upkeep cost is equal to or higher than your threshold. Those must be other things I get from the, okay, going through there, gotcha. What gives me quickness on that? Bonus damage, battle scars, might when you gain protection when you are disabled, gain might when you break out of a stun. Gain vigor when successfully evading attack. Gain increased recovery.
Please, don't hurt me.
Yeah, nothing on here mentions... I guess that's the boon that it applies to allies, is quickness. Upkeep threshold is 6. You retain your facet passives for a duration after using their consume skills. Your facet passives grant you additional bonuses. Okay. And deal increased strike damage with active upkeep skills. Righto. We'll store that here for now. Let's go back to this one. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. No, wait. Yeah, okay, cool. So what am I losing out on here? Gain Fury when you invoke a legend. While your health is above the threshold, strike damage is increased. Okay. While damage dealt is increased, all you have Fury. Heal yourself and gain swiftness when you use a skill that has an energy cost. Call of the Assassin. Invoking a legend casts a skill. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. So I feel like I like Invocation more than Retribution if I'm gonna have Herald, because Herald already gives me more survivability, and I think this was mostly focused on survivability. Yeah, whereas here, I'm already regenning, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. Okay, so let's change out. Put that to invocation. While your health is above the threshold. Okay, that's the one I was using before. I'm not going to be breaking stuns. I don't care about that. Okay, so invoking legend grants boons to nearby ally. Oh, okay, so I know that Herald does like boons, so that's a potential big one there. What is an energy cost again? I know I figured this all out before, but let's just see here. Does that do it? No. Does that do it? No. This, no. That, oh wait. I should have been paying attention to swiftness because something I did definitely did it. Okay, so that wasn't any swiftness. That gave me swiftness. Is that part of the skill though? No, it's not. So, how is that? No, see, that wasn't swiftness. That didn't give it to me. But now I do have swiftness. Ah, what the hell? Okay, that gave me swiftness. But those are the same.
Faster.
Okay, yeah, so any of those have energy costs. So, I mean, that's tough to pass up on. Gain might when you grant yourself fury. Protection. Resolute vigor. So if I do that... Oh, is it only... So nearby allies doesn't include me? That makes a lot of these skills a lot worse than I was expecting. Like, really, really a lot worse. How does nearby allies not include me? That's so dumb. I am my ally. And this class is going to have a lot less functionality if all this stuff, like when applying a boon to an ally, also apply might to nearby allies. Okay, well that doesn't apply to me. Guess I'll be using that. Gain increased max health, okay. Grant allies the ability heal nearby allies. Increase the duration of boons applied to allies. I don't like this.
I demand that you release me.
Okay. Heal allies when you grant them boons. Grant boons to allies when your upkeep cost is equal. Retain facets. Deal increased strike damage with active upkeep skills. Herald upkeep. That doesn't make sense. Herald upkeep skills grant less damage but can be stacked. But then it says damage increase. Okay, well, I'm not doing this one then. Well, I guess we're looking at gain fury when you invoke a legend. I guess we want that one, huh? And then we get gain fury when you disable a foe, which which I don't actually have that many of for now. Strike enemies around you, inflicting vulnerability and gaining quickness. Gain additional quickness or each foe you hit. Oh yeah, that's the one, invoking legend. Yeah, I'm probably going to be doing that. Well, add and below the energy threshold grants extra energy, don't care. Critical hit chance is further increased while you're under the effect of fury. That's potentially good, but... Alright, so for now, let's do that. No, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I do what I wanted to do? Aha. If I delete that Herald build, and then... Alright, put it in there. Cool. The thing is, until I get more skills here, this isn't really all that great. I mean, I've got this Facet of Chaos. Yeah, it's not even trained yet, so I can't use it. I might need to hold off for now on doing this until I get a couple more skills, because it's kind of a waste doing it at the moment. The last thing I do want to figure out, though, it looks like I'm still going to be pretty focused on damage and some survivability. So keeping Berserkers doesn't seem like the worst thing ever. Those protection every few seconds. Okay, well that's pretty defense focused for sure.
First the pale tree, now this.
Deal increased strike damage with active upkeep skills. Okay, we already know those ones. Alright, here's what we're looking at. Facet of Darkness. Grant nearby allies fury. But that doesn't include me, right? Facet of Elements. To grant nearby allies swiftness. Again, I don't think that includes me. Nearby allies might. If that includes me, that's cool, but I don't know if it does. I just don't. Regardless, I mean, Fury might... Yeah, that seems like I'm still okay with Berserkers. I do bonus damage and all that stuff. So this shield we are going to oh, Berserkers is not an option for this shield. Power, toughness, ferocity, healing power, toughness, vitality, condition damage. I guess we'll just celestial it, right? Yeah. And then the very last thing I wanted to figure out is when we do change over, do we want to stay with sword and shield? Because we do lose out on Death Strike and Shackling Wave. I mean, these are still pretty decent skills. But... Okay, Axe is only an offhand thing. So Mace would be my other option. It's either Sword and Shield or Mace and Shield, huh? Mace is a range of 130, so it's the same range. It's still melee range. Does Poison, Torment, Torment. Okay. Range of 480 and a range of 1200. So those ones, though, are a little bit ranged, which might be... Maybe I keep the double sword as one weapon set, and I change to Mace and Shield for the other. Oh, there's multiple commanders here. They're really going on for that meta chain there. Leg must be focused on doing this map's meta. Searing Fisher, do some burning. The first strike is more powerful. So it does initial burning, additional strikes, okay. Echoing Eruption. Leap at your foe and deliver a massive attack that cascades outwards. Each attack area is a blast finisher. It does Torment and it does Weakness. And that will combine with my shield. Send the energy of Glint toward the target area, granting protection to allies before releasing a burst of energy that heals allies and granting protection again when it returns to you. Again, if that includes me, cool. If it doesn't, Channel a shield from the mist to protect you, blocking attacks and regenerating health. Yeah, so I definitely don't need anything that's focused on regen with this build.
Everything has unfolded as
Oh.
I knew it would.
Sadly, the world remains a dangerous place.
Okay, Glint, if everything unfolded as you knew it would, why the fuck are you dead? I wish I had more options. Gain might each time you... I mean, getting might's pretty good. Chilled. Vulnerability, vulnerability. This is obviously a more condition damage, so you're probably going to be sword and board still. I was kind of hoping I could have axe main hand, but that's only an offhand thing. Okay. Well, let's pop back over to our normal Revenant build for now. We know that we will be shielding and swording when we get there. So let's do this. I don't think we actually need these anymore. Yeah. Until we get some more points to build up our Revenant stuff, or our Herald stuff, my bad, we will not be going Herald for now. We're going to try to prioritize that and get there soon. I am a little bit worried with how allied and heal focus it is. If those things affect me, it's not too bad. Otherwise, I might be really raring to get out of this particular elite spec. We will find ourselves out when we get there. This map is probably filling up pretty quick, so we don't want to hold anybody else out from getting to it. So yeah, I was hoping to get like a cool little, Control Shift H view at the top there of me just chilling, but maybe I'll do this one, and we'll go in like this, and that person's gonna ruin the shot. Here we go. We'll get it in as close as we can. Have that person sky scale in the background. There we go. Now it's just us. So yeah, as always, thank you all for watching. Sorry it was a little bit more focused on just doing nothing, but I will see you next time. Boy. Oh, I can't wave.